Today I've got 5 tips for you in Modern Warfare Zombies that I think you probably don't know. We've just finished a mode, we've finished all of the story missions, got both of the wonder weapon schematics, have been surviving pretty well in tier 3, and across that time we've learned to do things in a slightly different way, maybe in a slightly unusual way, because it's much easier, and I'm going to share those tips with you today. If you find this video useful, if you find any of the tips helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe and share your own tips below in the comments. So let's get going. Number 1, the acquisition stash is actually unlimited. You can put as many items in there as you want. I've seen a few people complaining that it's too small with only 10 items, but here's how you can put as much as you want in there. Basically, first of all, you want to have your backpack in the gear menu absolutely full. So make sure it's got all the stuff in there. Whatever you want to put in there, just get stuff out of your schematics, get stuff out of your stash, and just fill that up completely. And then what you want to do is select an item and go to swap, and then instead of going to your stash, go to schematics and craft something. Now, anything that you craft is going to go into that slot, and whatever was in that slot before is going to go into your acquisition stash. Now, the genius of this is that you can keep on doing this for as long as you want. There's no limits at all. So you can just keep on crafting things, and all of the stuff that you're replacing will go into your acquisition stash, pushing it way past its 10 limit maximum. At various times over the last week, I've had a stash go up to like 26, 27 different items, and then I've burnt through them all because the game keeps crashing on me. But this is super useful, especially because lots of the things that you craft are on quite long timers. So it's good practice, as a little bonus tip here, to always, whenever you log into the game, immediately craft everything and use all of those cooldowns. Even if you don't want to take them into the game straight away, you can use this to put that stuff straight into the acquisition stash, and then you'll have it ready for when you need it, and the cooldown timer can start, so you can get the next one as soon as possible. So for example, we got the ray gun schematic today, we were very lucky in finding that, and it has a 48-hour cooldown. So when I logged off for the day, I made sure I made one, put it into my inventory, and then next time I play, probably tomorrow, I'll be able to play, I'll use that ray gun if I want, or I can just leave it in my inventory, but then I'll have the next one ready on Saturday, instead of having to wait 2 days from when I want to use it, if that makes sense. Always try to use up all of your schematics, all of your recipes as soon as you can, as soon as it's off cooldown, so then you'll get the most out of them. Right, time for tip number 2. Don't use the second weapon. Now this seems slightly counterintuitive because you have 2 weapon slots. I've seen some people wishing we had the mule kick perk so you'd be able to have 3 weapon slots. But I really do believe in this game, having a second weapon is more of a liability than anything. The reason for that is run speed. Once you get into tier 3, you're going to be running away a lot, and it's probably the best way to fight the zombies is just to run away a bit, try to group them up a little bit, form a little train, and then turn around and take out as many as you can. Otherwise, you're always running out of ammo. Being able to run incredibly quickly, climb on top of stuff, hop across stuff, make different jumps is super invaluable. And there's another bonus that you're not trying to level up 2 guns. If you spend the entire game trying to fully level up 2 guns, pack a punch 2 guns, get tools for them and everything like that, it's going to take you a lot longer, and you're probably going to have less time in tier 3. What we've been doing is entirely focusing on our primary weapon, keeping that second weapon free, and then when we need that burst of speed, when we need to get out of a situation, we've always got it there. We can just tap Y and immediately start sprinting. If you find yourself in a situation where you've got 2 heavy guns, then you're going to have a bad time. Of course, kind of connected to this tip, you could use something like a melee weapon, like a knife or something, as your secondary weapon, if you've got things like crystals and ether tools that you can use to immediately pack a punch up to a high level. But I just don't think you really need it that much. You know, using a knife or anything like that in tier 3 is far too dangerous. Like, you're going to end up getting hit a bunch, especially with the dogs and things like that and the mimics. They're going to set you on fire, they're going to grab you, and you're going to have a bad time. Right, on to tip number 3. Cargo contracts are insanely easy. Now, I've seen lots of guides where people have been suggesting that you do bounty contracts all the time, and bounty contracts definitely aren't bad. You've got a little bit of travel time, but as long as you have weapons that are powerful enough for the tier that you're in, you can definitely complete them very fast. The genius of cargo contracts is that you don't really have to fight very much at all. There'll be a few zombies and maybe a couple of soldiers when you pick up the truck. You don't actually have to fight them, you can just get in the truck and drive away. You don't need to fight the helicopter at all because you can just drive to the objective and the helicopter almost definitely won't be able to destroy you. As long as you're a little bit careful about which routes you pick, like trying to stick to roads, avoid the big roadblocks if you know where they are on the map, try not to run over too many zombies on the way, you'll be able to complete them super quickly without any fighting, without using up any ammo or losing any shield or anything like that, and you still get the same rewards as usual. That means using this you can get up to tier 2 and start getting those tier 2 rewards much faster. And if you're trying to find things like the ray gun schematic that you can only get in the tier 3 area, the cargo contract is by far the easiest one to do there. Just because, you know, the tier 3 area is quite small anyway, so you're not going to have to drive very far. And as long as you kind of understand the map a little bit, you can just go around on the roads there and complete it without any trouble at all and get some of those tier 3 rewards. I have heard some people say that certain contracts have better rewards than others. I don't think that's true. I think they all have the same rewards, so the only thing you really need to worry about is what you want to do while you're doing a contract. Do you need to kill a bunch of zombies for a camo challenge? If so, do one of those, you know, Outlast contracts or something like that. Do you want to do it without fighting very much? In which case, maybe do the egg contract or do these cargo contracts. I really think cargo contracts are the best ones right now. Now for tip number 4, this is something that I actually put into a YouTube short the other day. If you get stuck on the map, and there's definitely a few different places where you can get completely stuck, like you can't move at all, Casimir grenades will teleport you out. Now, the reason this is so important, you know, I've seen lots of people saying, oh, well, if you get downed, then you can get up again. You can get in some situations where you can't even down yourself, because if you've got PhD flopper, you can't hurt yourself with grenades or molotovs or thermites or anything like that. And if you get somewhere like, say, up the top of a crane, then you also can't have zombies or anything like that hit you because no one's going to come up there. So, if you need to get out of a situation like that, you need a teammate or someone to use a Casimir grenade within range of you, so within a foot or so of you, and then you can go through that teleporter and you'll get out of there. I know lots of sort of old Zombies fans will know about this already and will know that this is a big deal, but I think there's lots of people who play who have no idea these things can teleport you. You can also use them just to get out of a bad situation, which can be really useful in tier 3, say if you're doing one of those infested strongholds. If you get backed into a corner but you've got a Casimir grenade, you can throw it down, and not only will it kill a bunch of the zombies and a load of the cysts, but it will also teleport you outside of the building, which can be super useful. So it's a really good idea to keep these on you at all times if you've got a chance. Just while we're talking about grenades and stuff, also another little bonus tip for you. I think decoy grenades are great. I don't see that many people using them. I see people trying to use lots of other things like the scatter mines or the stun grenades or anything like that. Decoy grenades work kind of like monkey bombs do, in that they will attract all of the zombies nearby to a certain area for a few seconds. Yes, they won't explode and then kill all of those zombies, but generally just trying to group them up away from you is the most important thing. And they work on any tier of zombies. So even the tier 3 zombies, if say you're going in to do an infested stronghold or something like that, you can run in, pop a couple of cysts to get them to spawn, and then just throw a decoy grenade out the window or out of the door, and the zombies will all chase after that for a few seconds. You can carry 3 of them just like in your inventory, but obviously you could put more in your slots if you want to, and you can just keep on doing this to keep them distracted while you're getting on with what you need to do. I find them absolutely invaluable. And finally, the 5th tip, and I think this is one that probably more people are aware of, but I think it bears repeating because it's absolutely brilliant and it's one of my favourite things in the game. The deadbolt turrets are absolutely insane, especially in tier 3. If you're doing a run where you want to go to tier 3 and start completing some contracts, especially bounty contracts, try to make sure you've got some of those turret circuits. They're incredible. So then when you do a bounty in tier 3, all you need to do is trigger the bounty and bring it over to one of those deadbolt turrets. They'll follow you pretty much across the entirety of the island that tier 3 is on. And then activate one of those turrets and it will take the enemy down so quickly, much faster than you could with any weapons. They're also really good at just protecting you while you're doing something else. So if you've got a bunch of these circuits, you can put them in the turrets. You can keep on activating the turrets again and again. And they spin around so fast and kill so many zombies that they kind of just make a little safe bubble for you to chill out in. So that's my top 5 tips. If you enjoy this, let me know in the comments. Let me know if you want more. There's a few other things that we could talk about, a few other tips videos that I could do for this. And if you have any other tips, let me know in the comments. And if we have enough, maybe I'll make a special video of kind of viewers' tips, and yours could be featured in that. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one. Goodbye.